JD Vance, Margaret Brennan interview. Let's get into it. What's up? This your boy Kane. Another episode of That's What I Think. We have a doozy for you today. JD Vance, Margaret Brennan interview. You know what I love about Trump's slogan, Make America Great Again? You can just replace the words and describe anything with it. Make the border safe again. Make prices low again. I mean, we can do a lot with that slogan, right? Let's get into it. First up, we have the interview. JD Vance has spoken. He was a little bit quiet on the campaign trail. A lot of people thought he should have been a little bit more vocal. Man, a few words. But when he does talk, it means something. It's impactful. Let's check out the first portion of this interview. He is asked about prices. How can he lower them?
You campaigned on lowering prices for consumers. We've seen all of these executive orders. Which one lowers prices?
We have done a lot, and there have been a number of executive orders that have caused already jobs to start coming back into our country, which is a core part of lowering prices. More capital investment, more job creation in our economy is one of the things that's going to drive down prices for all consumers, but also raise wages so that people can afford to buy the things that they need. If you look at our slate of executive orders, no, Margaret, prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The president has been president for all of 5 days. I think that in those 5 days, he's accomplished more than Joe Biden did in 4 years. It's been an incredible breakneck pace of activity. We're going to work with Congress. We're, of course, going to have more executive orders, and we're going to try the way that you lower prices is that you encourage more capital investment into our country. And you ask specifically, what executive order is going to help lower prices? All of the stuff that we've done on energy, to explore more energy reserves, to develop more energy resources in the United States of America. One of the main drivers of increased prices under the Biden administration is that we had a massive increase in energy prices. Donald Trump has already taken multiple executive actions that are going to lower energy prices, and I do believe that means consumers are going to see lower prices at the pump and at the grocery store, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and while we've done a whole lot, we can't undo all of the damage of Joe Biden's presidency in 4 days.
Well, there are a lot of things that contributed to higher energy prices, and there was record oil and gas production.
Yes, Joe Biden did many terrible things to lead to an increase in prices. I agree, Margaret.
No, but all the things you experience at the grocery store are what people touch and feel. That's what you were talking about, bacon on the campaign trail.
Of course, of course.
Those things, when do consumers actually get to touch and feel a difference in their lives?
And of course, she's trying to cut them at the knees. A lot of bad faith practices. She's cutting them off. She's trying to prove a point. What she refuses to do is let him finish his thought. She won't let him break down how prices are lowering because she's trying to get a point across. She's trying to get a narrative across. Trump has been in office, 6 days now? 5 or 6 days? Maybe not even a week yet. How simple-minded do you have to be to think you can press a button? What's that button on the Office Max commercials? Like you can just press the red button and prices just instantly drop. Some of these questions can't be in good faith. It just can't be. She can't believe that in 6 days, prices drop. You can't make me believe that this is an intelligent woman and she really believes that. Or am I to believe that she's not an intelligent woman and they just got her in this spot just to do things like this? She didn't do this interview searching for answers. She did this interview searching for gotcha moments, which is a terrible look. How can the economy turn around and he's been in office for 6 days? Something that took 4 years to get this way, you think in 6 days, prices drop. You can't believe that. This interview actually could have been really good if she just asked questions and let them answer it, but instead she was searching for gotcha moments, but JD Vance got you.
When do consumers actually get to touch and feel a difference in their lives?
Well, Margaret, how does bacon get to the grocery store? It comes on trucks that are fueled by diesel fuel. If the diesel's way too expensive, the bacon's going to become more expensive. How do we grow the bacon? Our farmers need energy to produce it. So if we lower energy prices, we are going to see lower prices for consumers, and that is what we're trying to fight for.
Well, the flurry of executive orders, most of them weren't about the economy. Many of them
were, though, Margaret. We had, I think we've
taken
promise
of tariffs by February 1st.
We've taken over 200 executive actions, some executive orders, other executive actions. Again, this is in less than a week, and a lot of them were focused on the economy, bringing investment into our country and lowering energy prices. We've also focused on safety, restoring public safety, ending weaponization of the Department of Justice. We've done a lot. And I think the president is to be commended for actually coming in and doing something with this incredible mandate the American people gave him. He's not sitting in the Oval Office doing nothing. He's doing the American people's business. And I think they're going to see a lot of good effects from it.
So he cleared it up. If you tackle the cost at the pump, if you tackle energy, if you tackle electricity, you tackle fuel, prices come down, because the prices in transporting these things, moving these things around, powering these things, that price is transferred over to the consumer. There's nowhere around it. He made it pretty simple. I don't really see all the pushback. That's part of what the American people are tired of, just disinformation and this mucking up the water so people don't really understand what's going on. How about you just ask the questions, let them answer them, right? An interview should not be an interrogation. You ask questions, allow him to answer them. That's how interviews should work. I'm surprised some of them don't get up and walk out on some of these things. I'm gonna be honest, because it gets so silly and so annoying. It's annoying watching it. So how you think the guy feels sitting there answering these questions, that's like elementary school questions over and over again? I also noticed that they don't even bring up the fact of how the economy got jacked up. They do not touch on it at all. It's like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris cannot be touched for anything. They don't say, how can you fix this terrible situation that the previous administration has left us in? No, they worded it like it just came from nowhere. Everything just got bad from great decisions. And then they put all of the pressure on the Trump administration to like fix it now. It has to be fixed this instant. It's just disingenuous. The way they word the stuff, the way they handle it. I don't like it. I really don't. It kind of makes me sick looking at some of this stuff. I wish we had some good faith, honest interviews where we can really get answers to stuff and figure out what's going on for real. But that's not going to happen on these networks. Too profitable to have some gotcha moments and some, aha, you said this, but you didn't do it. Like, come on, man. Are we looking for answers or are we looking for clickbait? First, we made America affordable again. Then we made America energy efficient again. Now let's get into this. Do I support ICE officials going into schools, churches, hospitals, houses, buildings? Yes. If it's a criminal in there, go get them. Explain that to me. Who doesn't support it? All right, if it's a criminal in there, go get them. Who has not seen cop shows and TV shows and police raids and SWAT executing warrants? If we can go get regular criminals, regular American citizens out of their homes, out of a school, out of a church. Kids with warrants get picked up at schools all the time. That's American citizens. Fact check me if you want to. It happens. You can get pulled out of a church if they have a warrant for your arrest and they know that you're in a church. You can get pulled out of a hospital if they have a warrant for your arrest. A lot of times they go to your place of work if they can't find your home of residence. What is all of this rigmarole about? Places are off limits. Are you saying that it's safe havens for criminals? That we can't go get them? That ICE agents can't go get them? Why would you create an area where they thought they could hide and be safe from the ICE agents? Enough of me talking. Let's get into this next clip. JD Vance does another masterful job of dismantling all of this bull crap getting thrown at him. Check him out.
You changed the regulation this week. That's the point of the question.
Exactly.
Giving the authority to go into churches and go into schools.
We empowered law enforcement to enforce
but
the
that
law
also
everywhere
has a
to protect Americans.
Effect, a chilling effect, arguably, to people to not send their kids to school.
I desperately hope it has a chilling effect on illegal immigrants coming into our country.
Come on, JD, get her again.
U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops this week condemned some of the executive orders signed by President Trump, specifically those allowing immigration and customs enforcement to enter churches and to enter schools. Do you personally support the idea of conducting a raid or enforcement action in a church service, at a school?
Well, let me address this. Of course, if you have a person who is convicted of a violent crime, whether they're an illegal immigrant or a non-illegal immigrant, you have to go and get that person to protect the public safety. That's not unique to immigration. But let me just address this particular issue, Margaret, because as a practicing Catholic, I was actually heartbroken by that statement. And I think that the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops needs to actually look in the mirror a little bit and recognize that when they receive over $100 million to help resettle illegal immigrants, are they worried about humanitarian concerns or are they actually worried about their bottom line? We're going to enforce immigration law. We're going to protect the American people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump promised to do that. And I believe the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, if they're worried about the humanitarian costs of immigration enforcement, let them talk about the children who have been sex trafficked because of the wide open border of Joe
So
Biden.
you
Let
personally
them talk
support them
about
going into
people like
schools
Laken
and
Riley who were
churches?
brutally murdered. I support us doing law enforcement against violent criminals, whether they're illegal immigrants or anybody else, in a way that keeps us safe. Let me ask this question,
But
Margaret.
the
Let's separate the immigration issue. If you had a violent murderer in a school, of course I want law
Of
enforcement to go and get
course.
that person out.
Of
So what's the
course.
point of the question?
Let's go JD Vance. He killing it right now. He's very impressive. Even though people were saying, handling his business on the campaign trail, they were saying he's pretty much quiet. A lot of times you don't have to do a lot of talking when you got a guy like Trump on your side. When it is his time to go up to bat, he's knocking it out the park. And this goes along with well, they're just kids. People are scared to send their kids to school because an ICE agent might be looking for them. Okay. The parameters have been set. They're only looking for violent criminals first. If your child is a violent criminal and the ICE agent is looking for him, they should probably be scared. Like, what? I'm trying to understand the line of questioning. I really don't. Children can commit violent crimes as well. I mean, you have children that's 9 to 15 years old that commit murder. You have children that maim people and hurt people. You have children that rob people and do all types of horrible things. If they are illegal on top of that, why can't you come get them out of a school or a church? Like, what part am I missing? If your kid was at school with a kid that was an illegal immigrant and they happen to have killed somebody or robbed somebody or raped somebody or done some horrible things, wouldn't you want that kid eliminated from your school? Or am I just tripping? Is common sense uncommon these days? Am I tripping? The lady even sat there and agreed that somebody is violent. Yes, I want them removed. If you want them removed, why are you even asking the question? It's not even worth asking at this point. If you would want the same person removed, why do you even ask the question? All right, next topic. Birthright citizenship. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Put it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're getting, do you think if two illegal people, illegal now, because see what people like to do is they say immigrant, but they leave out the illegal part. And I've even heard people say, oh, an illegal immigrant isn't against the law. Yes, it is. It's against the law to cross any border anywhere in the world with the governing bodies of that border not understanding who you are and why you're here. That's how it is everywhere in the world. Why do people want America to operate different? I don't know. How do you feel about it? Me, personally, I save it for after this clip. Put down in the comments how you feel about it. Come on, JD, get her again.
There are 5 legal challenges already to one of the other immigration actions, the order on birthright citizenship. A federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan, I think you'd agree, has some conservative credentials,
Sure.
paused the order to end birthright citizenship, calling it blatantly unconstitutional. How do you reconcile this challenge to the 14th Amendment to the Constitution?
So I obviously disagree with that judge, and these things, some of them will be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system. But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens. But let's say you're the child of an ambassador. You don't become
But that's not part of it.
well, that
There's already a carve-out
that is
having
an
to do
important
with kids of
principle. But
diplomats.
we're saying that that carve-out should apply to anybody who doesn't plan to stay here. If you come here on vacation and you have a baby in an American hospital, that baby doesn't become an American citizen. If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen by virtue of just having been born on American soil. There's a very basic principle in American immigration law that if you want to become an American citizen, and you've done it the right way, and the American people in their collective wisdom have welcomed you into our national community, then you become a citizen. But temporary residents, people who come in here, whether legally or illegally, and don't plan to stay, their children should become American citizens. I don't know any country that does that or why we would be different.
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country
This is a
founded
unique
by
country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers. But just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world. No country says that temporary visitors their children will be given complete access to the benefits and blessings of American citizenship. America should actually look out for the interests of our citizens first. And that means, again, if you're here permanently and lawfully, your kid becomes an American citizen. If you're not here permanently, if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and don't plan to be, why would we make those people's children American citizens permanently?
I might put a poster of JD Vance up in my bedroom right over the bed. I'm gonna have to say I'm sorry to my fiance. She can't corner him. He knows what he's talking about. Every time she try to get a gotcha, this country is founded by immigrants. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing. Just because it was founded by immigrants, do you think we still should run the country the same way we ran it 200 years ago? Come on, man. What schools do they go to get these people? Is this what they teaching them? Somebody let me know. If you've been to journalist school or something like that, some school known for journalism and pumping out journalists, in the comment section down below, give me one journalist that agrees with her tactics in this interview. You almost discredit yourself by asking ignorant, uninformed, silly questions over and over. You're making an IQ chart tilt this way in JD Vance's favor. So because we did something 250 years ago, we should keep doing it now. Things change. We got telephones now. We got the internet now. We got electricity now. We got running water everywhere now. We can't build houses the way we did 250 years ago. This country was founded on people being settlers and ranchers and herding cows. It's not the case anymore. So just because the country was founded by hunter-gatherers and women not, so the country was founded with women not working. The country was founded with women not getting voting rights. Should we still keep doing it? That's how asinine and silly that statement was. She really thinks she gets some gotcha moments, and it's really like he getting you every time. In the comments down below what you think about that clip. Let's wrap this up, man. JD Vance. Heck of a job, man. I mean, you knocked that interview out the park. If we got any battle rap fans in the building, if you like watching the URL or KOTD or whatever, that's equivalent to a 3-0. That's equivalent to the A-Verb Hitman Holla battle when A-Verb said, "Hey, Big Gerald." Something that's gonna go over some of y'all head, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look that up. That's equivalent to a walk-off home run in baseball. A 3-point shot when you're down by 2 with 1.5 seconds left in the NBA. A one-punch knockout in boxing. It was just a thing of beauty. To get a good interview, go in with good faith. Actually ask questions to gain knowledge. Don't ask questions to say, "Ah, I got you." Like, stop doing that. So why don't you format your questions where you're trying to get information from him? Tell me how you're going to do it. Okay, can you elaborate more? We go a step further. Can you explain a little bit more in depth? See, that should be the line of questioning. Not, "Oh, you said this. No, you said that. Oh, but you ain't did it yet." Anyway, go in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you thought JD Vance handled himself. Tell me if you think JD Vance looked good, looked bad, somewhere in between, but just let me know what you think about his responses. And also, come on, let's stop letting these reporters off the hook. Down in the comments below, tell me how you think this reporter did. Tell me how you think she conducted herself. We grade everybody else on productivity and how good they do a job. How good did she conduct this interview? Would you want her to conduct the next big interview for your company? Like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about me. Appreciate y'all watching. Let me get my subscribers up, y'all. Give me a few subscribers. Throw it out to a couple people if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave some comments. Till next time.